Okay, guys, it is that time. I am now live on Twitter Spaces. You can follow me there. I am also here on TikTok reading Project 2025 out loud. We have covered a lot of ground. We have gone through a lot. So I just kind of want to take a minute to kind of recap because it's Monday. Everybody's going to get some drinks and we're all going to sit and we're all going to listen and we're all going to try to figure out what the fuck it is that they're trying to hide from us or shelter us and try to think that we're stupid and won't find. So I've got all the highlighters. Which highlighters should we use today? Should we do green, pink, purple, and orange? I think so. I think we could do that. Some of these other colors tend to get a little dark, but I think these ones are good. I think these ones are... And then I feel bad for choosing the ones that I choose. Yes, I do. But let's kind of recap where we are, reconvene, and talk about some things. So, MAGA is fucking panicking. They are panicking. They are scared of Kamala. It is terrifying to them. And I just want to point out, this Project 2025, again, if you go back a couple videos, I made a video and I posted on Twitter as well. Laura Trump was like, Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Let me remind you, 17 of the 36 authors of this 920-page document, 17 of the authors worked directly with or for Trump. Excuse me? An itch. So for you to sit there and say that he's not tied to this is fucking bullshit, and you know it. He is tied to this. 17 of 36. That's like half. Like, I don't know if you know this. And these people have, it wasn't just a one-off. Some were councils, some were cabinet members. So for him to act like this is not a thing is hilarious. The whole Jennifer Aniston thing, hilarious, where JD Vance is like, cat ladies. Oh, honey, I don't know if you know this, but women are going to hand you your ass. Like, we're coming out in droves. Like, how much has Kamala raised now? 100 million, over 100 million. I kind of took a little time off this weekend, a little bit, just having some family time, but like, look, she's killing it. She's crushing it. He has no fucking chance, and he is regretting JD already. This whole, first it was the couches, and now it's the dolphins. Like, he has been it for 2 weeks, and already Trump is like, I don't know if this is the right thing that we need to do. So they're panicking. That's good. They're going to say Kamala's laughing. Oh, no, not laughing. They're going to say they got pissed off because they were called very weird. Bro, you fucking weird as shit. You want me to say it out loud? Weird as fuck is the bare minimum of what is being said. But that's what you want to do. Diet Dr. Pepper Zero, call me. And don't forget our coldest water. Shameless plugs, but it keeps me talking. So remember, those are things that I love. 99 days to get through this document and discuss. And remember, guys, if you're catching me here live, great. I usually talk for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Try to get through as much as I can. We said 8 to 10 pages. We're getting through more than that. You can follow me on Twitter Spaces if you just want to listen. My hair is crazy today. Don't pay fucking attention to it. It's finally coming down from what I wanted because I dyed. I got it very purple, but I like it more like a silver-ish. Anyway, ignore my hair. It's fucking crazy. I get it. And now I lost my space. So I'm here live on TikTok, on Twitter Spaces. I will upload this live later. And as I'm going through these, the summaries are taking longer because I'm diving deeper in. So there's a playlist if you've missed any of the things that we've talked about. And I'm not even very far on that one. Let me just take a look and see. So on the playlist, it is creating the playlist, intros, bios, pages 4 through 6, 6 through 13, 14 through 22, 23 through 42, 43 through 54, 55 through 68. So of those 8 parts, I can only do 10 minutes max, and I try to just highlight what's absolutely important. That's what we need to highlight. So if you miss any of that, I've highlighted like, okay, this is weird. This is, oh, thank you, wasn't me for the heart. I appreciate that. Again, guys, I love gifts. They're great, but it's money, and you can keep your money if you don't have to give gifts. I appreciate them. Always greatly appreciated, never expected. It's still fun to see, and I appreciate it. I just like reading all of this with my crazy hair. With my crazy hair. So, if you want to listen, the summaries there are 1 through 8. That's part 1 through 8 so far. I don't even know how many it's actually going to wind up being. It's going to be a little bit crazy, because if there's 920 pages and we're doing like 10, 15 pages per part, but I'm really only trying to read this in the summaries what is glaringly sticking out. A lot of this shit, guys, is boring as fuck. It is like, okay, this is the cabinet member, this is what they do, and then they'll throw something in. Oh, but we want to get rid of this department. And you go, whoa, 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 what was that? That's why this document is so long. This document is so long. It was originally 3,000 pages, like my brain. It's been updated like 9 or 10 times. Like, it's been revised that many times, that many authors, that many contributors. And a lot of it is, this is boring. Like I said, it's like Econ 101. But then you'll see, get rid of Department of Homeland Security. Oh, okay. Work on only creating families, no abortions, no trans in the military whatsoever. Like enacting the draft. Shit like that is what you're going to see on my playlist. It's a little more of my content, not so much reading. But I wanted to just kind of take a minute to see where we were. We are on, if you're following along, we are on Section 6, Department of State, page 171. And as we read this, guys, I'm reading it to you. I'm going to fuck up names. I'm going to fuck up words. It happens. I'm human. I just want to get as much information as possible so that we can all make informed decisions. And with that, let's start this shit. Department of State. Chiron K. Skinner. That reminds me. So Chiron K. Skinner Chiron was the CEO and Foundation for America and the World, top professor of international relations and politics at Pepperdine University School of Public Policy, member of the Defense Board at the U.S. Department of Defense in 2020. Wait a damn minute. So does that make 18 of the 36? So he was the person who contributed, the author for this section, Section 6, Department of State, Chiron K. Skinner. If you go on page XXI, so in the preface, so that's 21 in Roman numerals. If you look at Chiron Skinner, he's the third one down, was a member of the Defense Business Board at the U.S. Department of Defense in 2020. But he was also, Skinner served as the Director of Policy and Planning and Senior Advisor at the U.S. Department of State from 2018 to 2019. So again, we're up to 18 now. 18 different people. I don't know how I missed that, but for some reason it sounded like it was like, So yeah, the president and CEO of the Foundation for America and World, top professor of international relations and politics at Pepperdine University School of Public Policy, W. Glenn Campbell Research Fellow at the Hoover Institute, and a visiting fellow and senior advisor at the Heritage Foundation. Skinner served as Director of Policy Planning and Senior Advisor at the U.S. Department of State from 2018 to 2019. Who was in office? I'll wait. He was also a member of the Defense Business Board at the U.S. Department of Defense in 2020. Go ahead, I'll wait. Who was it? Oh, did I just... I should probably close my highlighters before I highlight myself. So, yeah. Skinner holds an MA and PhD in political science from Harvard and an undergraduate degree from Spelman and Sacramento City College. So 100% Trump is enmeshed in this. 100%. Oh, thank you for the coins, Gabby. I appreciate that. Don't ever let them tell you. I don't give a fuck who comments what here. That's fine. But don't let anyone lie to you. This is in their writing. This is their book, their document. They are stating who they are and what they stand for, black and white. This isn't like something, oh, well, maybe I got an ear piercing that automatically healed. You fucking liar. Fucking liar. I said what I said. Fucking liar. But yeah, let's go on and see. Let's see. Again, remember, guys, it's going to be boring as shit until we get that one little nugget. And that's what highlighters are always for. Department of State. Making sure. I apologize. I started some shit this morning on a group chat. And I'm getting so many notifications. All I did was wish my uncle a happy birthday, who happens to be very MAGA. My father and he, bless his soul, before he died, always went head to head. And I wished him happy birthday with Kamala's picture. Happy birthday, this is your next president. The infighting is hilarious. Let me just explain to you how much I love my Aunt Mary. Like, she is, mwah, she is chef's kisses. She is fucking amazing. Same as my dad, man. Political pundit through and through, activist, don't give a shit, gonna stand up for civil rights. I love that woman. And like she and her brother were like, everybody's like, stop fighting, stop talking about politics. I'm like, everybody's talking about the Olympics. I'm like, oh, I like the opening ceremony. Like, this is what we do. There's like, it's a huge group chat. And I shouldn't have started shit, but I did. Because my dad would be proud, and I'm going to keep tradition. My dad's been gone 3 months tomorrow, so happy birthday. That's what I did. Okay, page 171. The U.S. Department of State's mission is to bilaterally, multilaterally, and regionally implement the President's foreign policy priorities, to serve U.S. citizens abroad, and to advance the economic, foreign policy, and national security interests of the United States. Since the U.S. founding, the Department of State has been the American government's designated tool of engagement with foreign governments and peoples throughout the world. Country names, borders, leaders, technology, and people have changed in more than 2 centuries since the founding. But the basics of diplomacy remain the same. Although the department has also evolved throughout the years, at least in the modern era, there is one significant problem on the next president must address to be successful. Let's see. There are scores of fine diplomats who serve the often helping to shape and interpret that agenda. At the same time, however, in all administrations, there's a tug of war between presidents and bureaucracies, and that resistance is much starker under conservative presidents due to largely the fact that the large swaths of the State Department workforce are left-wing and predisposed to disagree with the conservative president's policy, agenda, and vision. Because we like human rights. I know, and we like foreign dignitaries that show what we're going to do. Can I just explain to you, though, the second Kamala Harris, because she will be, president, when we show up on the world stage and we've had 250 fucking years of white men be president, not only was she the first African-American Indian vice president, first female vice president, she's going to be the first African-American Indian female president sworn in on Martin Luther King Day by Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Let me explain to you on the world stage what that's gonna fucking do to a bunch of misogynistic men. Scare the fucking shit out of them. Russia, gonna be scared. North Korea, gonna be fucking scared, bro. Gonna be fucking scared. Because they're not gonna know what to do. How to act, they're not gonna know how to react. And I'm like doing little golf claps. Bitch, we're about to get loud. We're about to get loud. We're about to give you your playbook. We're about to tell you what's in your playbook that you're not going to be allowed to do. JD's going to go back to his dolphin corn. And we're going to live our lives. For the first time, a lot of us feel hope. You know, not so much dreading the Cheeto. Oh, thank you for the heart, Marilyn. I appreciate that. It is going to be women who save democracy. It is going to be white women who support and lift up many black females in the process and keep going. And that scares the fucking shit out of MAGA white men. Period. They have never had adversity. There is not one white Christian male in this country who has ever not had something based on adversity. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, Marilyn, for the rose. I appreciate that. There's not been one white male to suffer because he's a white male. Black females? Yes. Females? Yes. Immigrants? Yes. Native Americans? Yes. Those who don't speak English? Yes. Disabled? Yes. Elderly? Yes. All of that. There has been, if you are anything other than a straight white male in this country, there has been a time where you have had some form of discrimination. And the white males in this country are fucking scared. Dude, start a civil war. Do it. What? What are you going to do? You're going to get all three of your pew-pews and then what? We have the military. I don't know what you're thinking. They've got drones. It's... Oh, thank you, Charlie, for the rose. I appreciate that. Again, guys, if you're new here, all I really want you to do is listen, like, comment, follow, share. Tap those hearts, tap, tap, tap. It gets people in so more people can hear. That's all I really want. Tap, 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 tap. And if you want to listen, you can. You can listen to. I'll upload it later, and I'll summarize after that. So, I have talked entirely too long today, trying to rein it back in. But here's what's going to be. We'll go back to this and see what conservatives think we should not be doing. It should not and cannot be this way. The American people need and deserve a diplomatic machine fully focused on the national interest as defined through the election of a president who sets the domestic and international agenda for the nation. That is true for both sides. But unfortunately, one side, oh, thank you for the teddy bear, Ronnie, it's so cute. Dancing, dancing. Oh, thank you for the coin, Brandy. I appreciate you. The agenda that Kamala will bring is going to be one of structure and rights and autonomy. And this is going to be like, we're bringing it. We like Russia. If Trump's back in, dictator, day one. And we'll never stop. The whole shit this weekend. You'll never have to vote again. Christians, get out and vote. Blah, 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 blah. When he... Go look it up. He talked also at the Bitcoin conference this weekend. Holy shit. He talked, and it was such a grift, and he fucking stumbled over so much. People in the audience were tweeting about it. Like, Bitcoin, in the time that he spoke, until the time that he left, lost $3,000 a fucking share. I know Bitcoin's way up there, like 39,000 or whatever, but they lost $3,000 listening to this man talk about crypto. I was fucking dying. Can you imagine me like, this son of a bitch is gonna cost us everything? Batteries and windmills and blah, blah, blah. It was so fucking stupid. I'm like, And I can only imagine being in the audience like, this is not what I signed up for. So you lost $3,000 a share. I mean, if you're that rich and wealthy anyway, or bought in early, $3,000 a share because the fucking Cheeto speaks. I don't know about you, but that seems kind of like the opposite of what they were trying to accomplish. Besides, his stock is shit. The next administration must take swift and decisive steps to reforge the department into a lean and functional diplomatic machine that serves the president and thereby the American people. Below is the basic but essential roadmap. Oh, thank you for the rose, Rice. I appreciate you. The essential roadmap for achieving these repairs. Okay? History and context. Founded in 1789, the Department of State was one of the first cabinet-level agencies in the new American government. The first Secretary of State, Thomas Jefferson, oversaw a small staff diplomatic post in London and Paris and 10 consular posts. Today, the Department of State has almost 80,000 total employees, including 13,517 foreign service employees and 11,683 civil service the world. Technology, travel, 250 years, bigger world, more people. Burp, burp, burp. Yeah, what was the population in the United States when Thomas Jefferson versus today? There be more. In theory, the State's Department is the principal agency responsible for carrying out the president's foreign policy and representing the United States and other nations and international organizations. To the extent consistent with presidential policy and federal law, the department also supports U.S. citizens and businesses in other nations and vets foreign nations seeking temporary or permanent entrance into the United States. That is a very big deal. We're going to highlight that. Go right back to it. Highlight, to the extent consistent with better aligned businesses. So why might you think, riddle me this, why might you think with history and context the Department of State would want a president who is completely aligned with their agenda, who is in the business of other nations and vetting foreign nationals seeking temporary or permanent entrance into the United States and businesses? I think I know this one. How many golf courses? How many, different patents in China? Gotcha. At the U.S. Commission of National Security 21st Century, the Hart-Rudman Commission observed more than 20 years ago, the State Department is a crippled institution suffering from an ineffective organizational structure in which regional and functional policies do not serve integrated goals and in which sound management and accountability and leadership are lacking. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. For the love of God, put a fucking comma somewhere, because when I'm reading, it's stereo instructions. Again, it's meant to confuse until you see one little tidbit. Watch it. It's going to be boring, boring, boring. Watch. In the next probably 2 pages, something's going to be like, that's glaringly obvious. The State Department's failures are not due to a lack of resources, as one has observed. The department has in the 90s and the height of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. A major source, if not the major source, of the State Department's ineffectiveness lies within its institutional belief that it is an independent institution that knows what is best for the United States, sets its own foreign policy, and does not need the direction of the elected president. It's their job. If they don't think that their ideals align with Trump in other countries, fuck no! That doesn't align with what we at this embassy. Sorry, I know you don't want to. The man who was so anti-mask and anti-vaccine was fucking vaxxed to the hill, and when he went to Walter Reed, that motherfucker almost died. So I don't give a damn what if other embassies are like, no, we're in other countries, we're going to adhere to what they say as well too, but you see how that works? Exactly. Okay. The next president can make the State Department more effective by providing a clear foreign policy vision, selecting political officials and career diplomats that will enthusiastically turn that vision into a policy agenda, and firmly supporting the State Department as it makes necessary institutional adjustments. That is important. We're going to highlight that. So, a clear foreign policy, selecting political officials. Remember, guys, Schedule F. Schedule F. So we can, if Donnie gets back into office, we can just, I don't know, instill people in foreign embassies with Donnie's vision. Think about how scary that is. Think about how terrifying that is for just a second. So while I believe who's ever president, that should be their agenda, but also remember, if he instills these people with his own personal agenda, not his political agenda, because he doesn't know what the fuck happens in other countries except ones that do his bidding, it's going to be a shit show. They're setting this up to make appointments for people who are already lobbyists, who are already in these countries, who are already conservative on that principle. That's what that's going to mean. They're going to instill people who, like JD, who own Rumble. Did anybody know? What was Rumble? The biggest mis and disinformation platform out there. Oh no, is that true? Yeah, it is. So when you have a president whose agenda is his own fucking megalomaniac positions and State Department positions, he's gonna go with who's gonna do his bidding and is a yes man, and he's gonna instill people that aren't qualified but will take money in a heartbeat, but will fuck over the government in a heartbeat. Watch. Political leadership and bureaucratic leadership and support. Focusing the State Department on the needs and goals of the next president will require the political leadership as well as foreign service and civil who share the president's vision and policy and agendas. He is going to put people that either are not qualified or have the biggest checkbook. So, focusing on the State Department's goals, the next president will require presidents handpick political leaders, foreign civil and service personnel of the next administration. Here, they're going to line up the roadmap for us, okay? Exert leverage during the confirmation process. Oh, girl, she is getting spicy. Let's see what this says. Notwithstanding the challenges and slowness of the modern U.S. Senate confirmation process, the next president can exert leverage on the Senate if he or she is willing to place the State Department appointees directly into those roles pending confirmation. Right fucking there. Schedule F. So, these are Senate confirmed positions, right? Donnie's like, nah, and Heritage Foundation's like, nah, we're just gonna put him here until they're confirmed. That doesn't fucking work that way, bro. So right there, exert leverage. So, exert leverage. President can exert leverage if he or she is willing to place the State Department appointees in those roles pending U.S. Senate confirmation. Wow. Doing so would both ensure the department has immediate senior political leadership and would force the Senate to act on nominees' appointments instead of being allowed to engage in dilatory tactics that cripple the State Department's functionality for weeks, months, or even years. So day one, this is what he's talking about. Day one, we're gonna put those people in those positions. We're gonna exert leverage during the confirmation process. So when he is being confirmed in, if Donnie was confirmed in, he's gonna have his cadre. This isn't just the State Department. He is going to have a fucking handpicked crew of God knows how many that are also going to try to subvert getting a confirmation through the Senate. That's the checks and balance. But he is like, no, we're going to exert leverage and we're just going to appoint you until we confirm you. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit all the way. Assert leadership in the appointment process. Let's see what this little nugget has to say. Like I said, ooh, she's getting spicy, isn't she? The next administration should assert leadership over the guidance to the State Department by placing political appointees in positions that do not require Senate confirmation, including senior advisors, principal deputy assistant secretaries, and deputy assistant secretaries. Oh, hell to the no. So you just want Houdani's like, yeah, I think you'll work. You'll do. That's good. Let's do that. So same shit until it's confirmed, but principal deputy and assistant secretaries and deputy assistant secretary. You just want to put these people in senior advisory roles until a confirmation can happen. Fuck that shit. Given the department size, the next administration should also increase the number of political appointees to manage it. So again, now you want to also make it larger. You want the department to be bigger with your own appointees. Sounds a little bit like Gilead. Sounds like a little tiny bit. Let me highlight that little sector. To the extent possible, all non-confirmed senior appointees should be selected by the President-elect's transition team or the new President's Office of the Presidential Personnel, depending on the timing of the selection, and to be on place the first day of the administration. Right there. Like I told you, I'm going to build this Trojan horse, and on day one, like he said, I only want to be dictator for day one. Day one, he's going to instill all these fucking people that have no business being in there. He's going to expand their scope and wait and hope that they can get confirmed. Hell to the no. That requires a different highlighter. All non-confirmed. Day one. Day one. No one in a leadership position on the morning of January 20th should hold that position at the end of the day. Oh, hell. So you want people who were currently elected. You want people who are currently elected to get the fuck out day one. You're going to install people into this nightmare hellscape that don't deserve it, that shouldn't be there. Wait for confirmation and just see what happens. Yeah, fuck you, Claire's ear-piercing motherfucker. These recommendations do not imply that foreign service and civil service officials should be excluded from key roles. It's hard to imagine a scenario in which they are not immediately relevant to the transition of power. The main suggestion here is that as many political appointees as possible should be in place at the start of the new administration. They mean day one. They mean day one. Support and train political appointees. The Secretary of State should use his or her office and resources to ensure regular coordination among all political appointees, which should take the form of strategy. Appointees are connected to other departments' political appointees, for which were critical for cross-agency effectiveness and morale. Boo. The Secretary should capitalize on the more foundation. The interaction is operational rather than incidental or occasional, and it must be treated as a crucial dimension for the next administration's success. So again, we go back from little nugget. This is when I do my summaries, I highlight the shit out of everything, and things that are relevant, I put in those summaries. So you don't have to listen to all of this if you don't want to, here or there. You can listen to me talk if it makes you happy. I'm fine with that. You can listen to it on YouTube. I just want the information out. I want you to learn, so let's all learn together. Okay, next one is maximize the value of career officials. Career foreign service and civil service personnel can and must be leveraged for their expertise and commitment to the president's mission. Indeed, the State Department has thousands of employees with unparalleled linguistics, cultural, policy, and administrative skills. Again, use a fucking comma, but nope. And a large number of them have been enormous resources to the Secretaries of State under which they have served. The secretaries must find a way to make clear to career officials that despite prior history and modes of operation, they need not be advisories of a conservative president, secretary of state, or the team of political appointees. Why? Why would you not want that? The secretary must find a way to make it clear to career officials that despite prior history and modes of operation, they need not be adversaries of a conservative president, secretary of state, or team of political appointees. So you said, we need these people because of linguistics, cultural, policy, administrative skills, but fuck them anyway. Is that kind of what I'm getting? Like, fuck them anyway? Got it. Reboot ambassadors nationwide. This is probably going to be a day one policy too. Watch. All ambassadors are required to submit letters of resignation at the start of a new administration. Previous Republican administrations have accepted the resignations of only the political ambassadors and allowed the foreign service ambassadors to retain their post, sometimes for months or years into a new administration. The next administration must go further. It should both accept the resignation of all political ambassadors, quickly review and reassess all career ambassadors. This review should commence well before the new administration's first day. Holy shit. So they're talking from election day until January 20th. Wow. It should accept the resignations of political ambassadors quickly and review. Ambassadors in countries where the U.S. policy or posture would substantially change under the new administration, as well as any who have evinced hostility toward the incoming administration or its agenda, should be recalled immediately. So you don't get to talk back. If you don't align with my white misogynistic bullshit, then you gotta go. Got it. Ambassadors. Sorry, my eye lost its train of thought because the priority should be to put in place new ambassadors who support the president's agenda among political appointees, foreign service officers, and civil service personnel, with no predetermined percentage among these categories. No predetermined percentage? Why? The priority should be to put in place new ambassadors to support the president's agenda with no predetermined percentage among these categories. Political ambassadors with strong personnel relations with and treaty organization. NATO. They're talking about NATO. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Political ambassadors with strong personal relationships with the president should prioritize key strategic posts in Australia, Japan, UK, United Nations, and NATO. Righting the ship. Ensuring the State Department is accountable for serving American citizens first will require, at a minimum, that the following steps be implemented immediately. Number 1, review retroactively. Before inauguration, the President-elect's Department Transition Team should assess every aspect of the State Department's negotiations and funding commitments. Upon inauguration, the Secretary of State should order an immediate freeze on all efforts to implement unratified treaties and international agreements, allocation of resources, foreign assistance disbursements, domestic and international contracts and payments, hiring and recruiting decisions, etc., pending a new political appointees driven review to ensure that such efforts comport with policies. Use a comma. But we're going to highlight it anyway, because what? The quality of this review is more important than speed. The posture of this department during the review should be an unwavering desire to prioritize the American people, including the recognition that the federal government must be diligent Implement repair. The State Department must change its handling of international agreements to restore constitutional governance. Under prior administrations, unnecessary institutional factors in the department caused numerous logistical challenges in negotiating, approving, and implementing treaties and agreements. This is particularly true under the Biden administration here. Unreliable and effectiveness with such a Circular 175, C-175 authority to delegate it as diplomatic capacity to other agencies such as the Department of Homeland Security. At the time of publication, the State Department is negotiating or seeking to negotiate large-scale sovereignty-eroding agreements that could come at considerable economic cost to the American people. Although the State Department is negotiating or seeking to negotiate large-scale sovereignty-eroding agreements that could come at considerable economic cost to the American people. Although such agreements should be evaluated and approved as treaties, the Biden administration is likely to simply call them agreements. I love how Biden and it's all going to be Kamala. So I love this. But also enforced that have not been ratified by the U.S. Senate. This process must be thoroughly reviewed and most likely jettisoned. So I'm going to highlight that right there. The next president should recalibrate how the State Department handles restoring constitutionality to these processes. He or she should direct the Secretary of State to freeze any ongoing treaties or international agreement negotiations and assess whether those efforts align with the new President foreign policy's direction. So right there, it's all about, here it is, we're going to freeze, we're going to multiply, we're going to take away, day one, Schedule F. We're going to get rid of things we don't want. We're going to add shit you don't want, but it aligns with the next president's foreign direction. The next administration should also direct the Secretary to order an immediate stand down on enforcement of any treaties that have not been ratified, and order a thorough review of degree to which such enforcement has impacted the department's functions, policies, and use of resources. He or she should freeze any ongoing treaty or national assessments. The Secretary of State, in cooperation with the Office of the Attorney General and the White House Counsel's Office, should conduct a review to identify agreements that are really treaty commitments within the ordinary public meaning of the Constitution and suspend compliance pending presidential transmittal of those agreements to the Senate for advice and consent. The next administration should also move to withdraw treaties that have been under Senate consideration for 20 years or more, with the understanding those treaties are unlikely to be ratified. Under circumstances in which ratification of a stale treaty before the Senate still serves national interest, the treaty letter of transmittal and submission should be updated for current circumstances. The Secretary of State must revoke most outstanding C-175 authorities that have been granted to other agencies during previous administrations, although such revocations could be closely coordinated with the White House for logistical reasons. Right there's another one. Revoke C-75 authorizations. Coordinate with other agencies. Interagency engagement in the new environment must be similarly adjusted to mirror the presidential direction. Indeed, coordinating among the federal agencies is challenging, even the most well-oiled administrations. Consequences for the agencies or the agencies with resources. Ideally, the Secretary, we're on page 176 if you're following along. Ideally, the Secretary of State should work as a part of an agile foreign policy team along with the National Security Advisor, the Secretary of Defense, and other agencies' heads to flesh out, I think they meant flush out, flesh out and advance the president's foreign policy. Bureaucratic stovepipes of the past should be less important than the commitment to and achievement of the president's foreign policy agenda. The State Department's role in these interagency discussions must reflect the president's clear direction and disallow resources and tools to be used in any way that detracts from the presidential directed missions. And again, there's a reason some of these treaties are not ratified. There's a reason some of these people have been in positions for a long time, because it works with both parties. But this new conservative one's like, nope, y'all gotta go. Nope, we're gonna combine all these. Nope, we get information. Coordinate with Congress. The State Department's role in interagency. The State Department's role in these interagency discussions must reflect the president's clear direction and disallow resources and tools to be used in any way that detracts from. Congress has both the statutory and appropriations authority to impact the state's department operations and has a strong interest in key aspects of Americans' foreign policy. Yes, they do. The department must therefore take particular care in its interaction with Congress, since poor interactions with Congress, regardless of intentions, could trigger congressional pushback or have other negative impacts on the president. You mean like how Republicans are doing fucking nothing? Oh, no. We got everything we wanted in the border stuff, but nope. Gotta wait for Trump. Wait for Trump to finish it. So, that's dumb. It's just stupid. The department must therefore take particular care in interaction with Congress, since the pushback. Exactly. This will likely require strong leadership of the Department's State's Bureau of Legislative Affairs. The Secretary of State and political leadership should ensure full coordination with the White House regarding congressional engagement on any State Department responsibility. This may lead to, for example, the President authorizing the State Department to engage with members of Congress and relevant committees on certain issues, including statutorily designated congressional consultants, but to remain radio silent on volatile or designated issues on which the White House wants to be the primary only voice. All such authorized department engagements with Congress must be driven and handled by political appointees in conjunction with career officials who have had the relevant expertise and are willing to work in concert with the president's political appointees on particular sensitive matters. Sensitive matters? Mar-a-Lago bathrooms. The only thing you think of with Mar-a-Lago bathrooms are documents. How do they not align? I don't really want our president selling out our secrets, but it's too late. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. Respond vigorously to the Chinese threat. The State Department recently opened the Office of China Coordination, or the China House. This office is intended to bring together experts inside and outside of the State Department to coordinate U.S. government relationships with China and advance our vision for an open, inclusive international systems. Whether China House will streamline the U.S. government communication, consensus, and actions on China policy, given the presence of other agencies with strong competing or adverse interests, remains to be seen. The unit is dependent on adequate, competent staff being assigned by other bureaus within the State Department. Nonetheless, the concept is a one republic administration should support. I don't even know what this word is. Mutatis mutandis. M-U-T-A-T-I-S. M-U-T-A-N-D-I-S. I'm assuming it's something Latin. The Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, has been at war with the U.S. for decades. Now that this reality has been accepted throughout the government, the State Department must be prepared to lead the U.S. diplomatic effort accordingly. The centralization efforts in one place is critical to its end. Next, review immigration and domestic security requirements. I feel like this is going to be a banger. Getting spicy. Arguably, the department's most noteworthy challenge on the global stage has been handling of immigration and domestic security issues, of which inextricably related. The State Department's apparent posture toward these two issues, which are paramount importance to the American people, has historically been that they are lesser importance than other issues and they can be treated in concessions with broader diplomatic engagements. In other instances, which access to the U.S. in the form of immigration, permanent and non-immigrant temporary visas could potentially serve as diplomatic leverage. Oh no. Diplomatic leverage. It is almost never used. The department and many of its personnel appear to view the U.S. immigration system less of a tool for strength in the United States and more of a global welfare program. No one thinks that shit. To ensure the safety, security, and prosperity of all Americans, this must change. Below are the key areas which the department's formal and informal postures must adjust and reflect the current immigration and domestic security environment. Okay. Let's see, because this is going to be talking a lot about what they want to take out and what they want to add. So let's get this. So page 177, if you're following along, right after that second paragraph. Visa reciprocity. The United States should strictly enforce the doctrine of reciprocity when issuing visas to all foreign nationals. For too long, the U.S. has provided virtually unfettered access to foreign nationals from countries that do not respond in any kind, including countries that are actively hostile to U.S. interests and nationals. Mandatory reciprocity will convey the necessary reality that other countries do not have unfettered right to the U.S. access and must reciprocally offer favorable visa-based access to U.S. nationals. The State Department's reaction time to other countries' changes in visas with policies with respect to the U.S. must be streamlined to ensure it can be updated in real time. Okay, Section 243D, Visa Sanctions. Visa sanctions under 243D of the Immigration and Nationality Act, the INA, enacted into laws to motivate countries to accept the return of any nationals who have been ordered to remove from the U.S. should be quickly and fully enforced. Recalcitrant countries that do not accept the recipients of all their returned nationals will risk the suspension of all issuance of all immigrant visas, all non-immigrant visas, and all visas. So if there is somebody who's been deported, isn't deported, you're gonna rescind all visas, all of them. Okay, that I think that's probably something we should look at. Let's highlight that. Recalcitrant countries that do not accept the receipt of their returned nationals will risk the suspension of issuance of all immigrant visas, all non-immigrant visas, or all visas. These country-specific sanctions should remain in place until the sanctioned country accepts the return of its removal pending national and formally commits to future regular acceptance of its nationals. Black letter implementation of this law will demonstrate a heretofore lacking seriousness to the international community that other nations must respect the U.S. immigration laws and work with federal authorities to accept returning nationals or lose access to the United States. So if you can't get one person back to whatever country, they're going to just stop all visas altogether. I thought we were a melting pot. P.S. If you're not Native American, you are a fucking immigrant. You are either an immigrant, you are a native, or your family was a slave. So, two of those things, you took land from Native Americans, you made African American blacks, you made them slaves, and then you as the white man just take it all over. But now you're going to say who should and shouldn't get visas as white men who have been immigrants to this country, or the parents, or the grandparents, or the great-grandparents. See how that works? Like, that's fucking stupid. We're a melting pot. There's a reason people get different kinds of visas. Are they students? Are they here working? Are they here visiting family? Are they getting married? So there are people who will get backlogged because you won't take one person. That is so fucking ridiculous. It hurts. Right-sizing refugee admissions. The Biden administration has engineered what is nothing short of a collapse of the U.S. border security and interior immigration enforcement. Why might that be? Because every single time we come to the floor with border recommendations, laws, bills, all of the fucking GOP is like, nah, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to blame Biden. Nah, we'll let Trump handle it. Nah. Fuck around and find out. The administration's humanitarian crisis, which is arguably the greatest humanitarian crisis in all modern era, one which has been harmed Americans and foreign nationals alike, will take many years and billions of dollars to fully address. One casualty of the Biden administration's behavior will be the current form of the U.S. Refugee Administration Admission Program, the USRAP. The federal government's objection to shift national security, essential screening, and vetting resources to the forged border crisis will necessitate an indefinite curtail of the number of USRAP refugee admissions. The State Department's Bureau of Population, Refugees and Migration, which administers USRAP, must shift its resources to challenge stemming from the current immigration situation until the crisis can be contained and refugee-focused screening and vetting capacity can be reasonably restored. Strengthening bilateral and multilateral immigration focused agreements. Page 178, midway through if you're following along. Restoration of both domestic security and the integrity of the U.S. immigration system should start with the rapid reactivation of several key initiatives in effect at the conclusion of the Trump administration. So these are things Trump put in. Biden said, fuck no, but we're going to put them back in. Let's see what they are. Reimplementation of the Remain in Mexico policy, safe third country agreements, and other measures to address the influx of non-Mexican asylum applicants to the United States border. Applicants at the United States-Mexican border must be day one priority. Remain in Mexico. That's their day one. Remain in Mexico. Although the State Department must rein in the C-175 authorities of other agencies, the Department of Homeland Security should retain or regain C-175 authorities for renegotiating bilateral and multilateral security agreements. Evaluation of national security vulnerable visa programs. To protect the American people, the State Department, in coordination with the White House and other security-focused agencies, should evaluate several key security-sensitive visa programs it manages. Key programs include, but should not be limited to, the Diversity Visa Program, the F Student Visa Program, and the J Exchange Visitor Program. The State Department's evaluation must ensure these programs are not only consistent with White House immigration policy, but also align with the national security obligations and resource limitations. Pivoting abroad. Personnel and management adjustments are crucial preludes to the refocus of the State Department's mission, which is implementing the President's foreign policy agenda and, in doing so, ensuring that the interests of the American citizens are given priority. That said, the next president should significantly reorient the U.S. government's posture toward friends and adversaries alike, which will include a much more honest assessment about who our friends are and who are not. I'll be there for... No. The reorientation could represent the most significant shift in core foreign policy principles and corresponding actions since the end of the Cold War. Reorientation. Reorientation. Conversion. Interesting. I'm just seeing what's happening here. What's going on? I'm just going to take a second for my eyes to unfocus this. So what are we saying? 900 pages of ruining our lives in every aspect. Yep. 900 pages and a sentence. And a sentence. Exactly. Oh, honey, I only like Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. And if I didn't, it's none of your fucking business anyway. You know what I mean? It's okay. No matter what. I get trolls calling me fatty on the hour. But that's okay. Because let me remind you something. If you come into my life and you talk shit, you boost my algorithm. If you come into my live and you start commenting, you boost my algorithm. If you come into my live and say nothing, you get pissed off because you couldn't say what you wanted to say. Either way, boo, you're feeding my serotonin and you're lying to my pocketbook. So go ahead and say anything you fucking damn well please, because all you're doing is paying the pig. Motherfucker, I know what you're doing. I'm not stupid. I'm reading, and you want to come into my life and talk some shit about how I look? Motherfucker, I got a mirror. But you want to comment because you can't just sit there on your couch at your mama's house and not say some shit. So go ahead and do your fucking MAGA worst. I don't give a goddamn. You realize I don't have to read any fucking comments ever. And by you coming to my live means you a fucking fan, boo. Let me say it again. Let me say it a fucking again. Oh, thanks for the rose, Vaughn. Thanks for the rose, Jessica. I appreciate that. Every single time you come into my live and talk shit about me, you make me happy. When you don't talk, when you don't call me something rude, it makes me sad. Oh, thank you for the horse, Michelle. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate that, you guys. Just remember that, guys. Let MAGA troll anything they want. Thanks, TikTok Mom. I appreciate you. Let them say whatever they want, because they're going to fucking say it anyway. Oh, thanks, Mama Jill, for the roses. I appreciate you. People are never going to change their mind on the MAGA side. You're not going to change that. And when I speak truth, people don't like it. I am speaking their doctrine, not mine. Brrr. Sorry, after an hour it does that. I have to verify that I'm still in here. So remember, guys, if I just do like this, ooh, I don't even have to see your comments. You can talk all the shit you want. But baby, if you following you a fucking fan, it's okay. And knowledge is power. And I guarantee you, none of you fucking MAGA chodes know what's even in this fucking shit. This is your playbook, boo. You should want to read it. You should know the big words. Because we're about to fucking crush it and make it a doctrine that's never going to come to fruition. But it's okay. Come in here. Say your worst. I'm waiting for it. Fatty, the diabetic, the cat lady. Every time you talk about my looks, it means you don't have shit else. Literally, there's no argument to be had. You were never, ever, ever, as a MAGA chuckle fuck, gonna break me. Let me explain to you. I have been on this earth 45 motherfucking years, and if you think some dipshit fucking incel white male is gonna come on here, or some fucking conservative stay-at-home mom is gonna talk shit to me, bitch, you do not know who the fuck you are dealing with. Trust and believe. I'm 4'11". I was only raised this height because I scream fucking louder. I have a base that I do because they like what I do. And you MAGA are a very few. You try to be loud, but you're just fucking stupid. So get it out of your mind that you saying anything here it's gonna hurt me. It's just not gonna. I'm waiting for, the lesbian, married to a man for 24 years. Oh, I feel sorry for your kids. I have one kid. Don't feel sorry. He's a fucking amazing. Oh, look at this fatty. Yeah. Look at her. Are you mad that I fucking eat, bro? Y'all will come for Jennifer Aniston. Y'all will come for her as a cat lady with no kids. Do you think I give a fuck what some boy with one fucking pew-pew and a bunch of fucking ammo and a Confederate flag and a lifted fucking truck with nuts? Boy, I have been to a fucking Trump rally and worn a fuck Joe Biden hat. And I infiltrated myself. And I wanted to see the dumb fuckery by myself. You really think I'm afraid of any of you motherfuckers? Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen, baby. Ain't gonna happen. You can try. Come in here and give me my engagement. Give me the attention. I love it. Thank you for the rose. Give me the attention. I love it. Because you don't know enough to keep your fucking mouth shut, and all you do is dig your own grave and line my pockets. Thank you for my haters. We love you. Now, back to the fucking shit show. Well, let me see. Sorry, I just want to read some of these comments because it's funny to me. I need some dopamine. Let's see. Oh, I have Agenda 47 Coal Lines right alongside Project 2025. Oh, thank you, Dirk, for the rose. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, come on. Now all you Trumpers are fucking... Are you butthurt now, bitches? Don't come in here and then leave, boo. Don't come in here and just leave. I see you creeping and lurking. I see you joining and not saying nothing because, motherfucker, at the end of my live, I can see who's been in how long. Oh, thanks for the rosebud, kitty. I appreciate you. You can come in here and say whatever you need to say. Think of it as fucking free therapy. Say what you need to say because you pay the pig. And right now, I'm a little low on dopamine. So if somebody could just give me one of their best purple hair, best libs of TikTok bullshit. Motherfuckers, Marjorie Taylor Greene herself has talked shit about me. Do you think you fucking matter? Bro, please. Go put on your Crocs, go get your wolf cut, get your 5-inch inseam fucking shorts, go get your chew, and go have a great fucking day. Go touch some fucking grass. I'm reading because this is what's called an education. I read the banned books, and I like it when you talk shit about me because you bring more people into my life because you don't know enough in your frontal lobe to shut the fuck up. You just can't. You just can't help yourself. And it's amazing. And I am comfortable with the way I look. I am comfortable with the way I feel. I am comfortable with my weight. I am comfortable with my fucking self. So go ahead. I have a link tree right here. If you're feeling froggy and you feel like you want to pay for something, go ahead. Otherwise, you can stay here, and the longer you engage, the longer I get paid. So make it so. I make my coin, bitch. Okay. Enough feeding the little MAGA trolls. I think they're a little butthurt right now, but I think I smell their pizza rolls. I think those are ready, and I think they've got to get their clothes into the dryer before Mom gets home. So I'm sorry. Oh, thank you for the roses, Cotton Candy. Thank you for the roses, Jessica. Everybody that is in here should be safe, should feel safe. Thank you for the gummy bear. Oh, Miss, how are you? How are you, Melissa? If you're not following Melissa, go follow her. She's a great friend of mine. Literally a great friend of mine. Uh-oh, Hot Pockets Bistro. Your brainwashing news starts at 6. See you Taco Tuesdays. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. You make your coins, but you eat them. Facts, bitch. I like food. I also like to gain muscle because muscle burns fat. I don't know and you incel males should know that shit. I know. Oh, well, one of my parents is dead and the other one is kind of just is no contact. So they are very proud of me. They are extremely proud of me because I use what God gave me, the Lord in heaven gave me, the goddesses gave me a voice. And you don't like that. You don't like that there are loud, liberal fucking bitches like me who cannot be penetrated by you. You could say you're fucking worse, and honey, all I'm gonna do is laugh all the way to the bank. Boom! No, actually my sugar's fine. My sugars are just fine. Send me, Trump 2024. America. Can I get back to reading this? Are you guys going to be okay now? Oh, thank you for the heart, Julie. I appreciate that. Again, let the bullies come in and talk all the shit they want. They have some issues that they have to get out. It's totally fine. I understand. They don't understand, they don't get therapy. They just go buy more ammo. It's okay. It's okay. Some people are very lonely, and the only thing they have is their keyboard warrior rage farming. I get it. It's amazing. But there are people that do come into this that want to learn and understand what's about to fucking happen. So, oh, thank you for the heart, Thermal. I appreciate you. We will get back to reading after I take one sip. Don't worry. It's maggot tears. It's maggot tears. It's delicious. It's no carbs. Okay. We were talking about the pivoting abroad. Although not every country or issue can be discussed in this chapter, below are examples of several areas in which a shift in U.S. foreign policy is not only important but arguably existential. The point is not to assert that everyone in the evolving conservative movement, or in some cases the growing bipartisan consensus, will agree with the details of the assessment. Rather, what it is presented by Lowe demonstrates the urgency of these issues and provides a general roadmap for analysis. In a world on fire, a handful of nations require heightened attention. Some represent existential threats to safety and security to the American people. Trump is an existential threat. He's a fucking narcissistic megalomaniac moron. But he still poses a threat because of all the shit he takes and all the fucking things he sold us out for. There are those wildcards whose full threat scope is unknown but nevertheless unsettling. The 5 countries on which the next administration should focus its energy, attention, are China, Iran, Venezuela, Russia, North Korea. Right there. That's the 5 countries in which the next administration should focus its attention and energy are China, Iran, Venezuela, Russia, North Korea. What's Elon tweeting about right fucking now? Venezuela. What's Trump talking about? Kim Jong. What's Trump talking about? What's he talking about? Oh, I don't know. Is he talking about maybe Russia? Little pooty poo? So the 5 countries that they're talking about, he's already in cahoots with. Like, is it not? Is it? What's not clicking? What's not clicking? Let's see. The People's Republic of China. I think they're just gonna go. So it's gonna be the People's Republic of China, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Russia. Oh, girl. But where is North Korea? Oh, the Democratic People Republic of Korea. Oh, girl. What is she about to, let's see what she's about to say about these 5 little countries that Trump is always fucking involved with. The designs of the People's PRC Communist Party, which runs the PRC, are serious and dangerous. This tyrannical country with a population of more than 1 billion has the vision, resources, and patience to achieve its objectives. Protecting the United States from the PRC's design requires an unambiguous offense-defensive mix, including protecting American citizens and their interests, as well as U.S. allies from the PRC attacks and the abuse that undermines the U.S. competitiveness, security, and prosperity. The United States must have a cost-imposing strategic response to make Beijing's aggression unaffordable, even as the American economy and the U.S. power grow. This stance will require real, sustained, near unprecedented U.S. growth, stronger partnerships, synchronized economic and security policies, and American energy independence. But above all, it will require a very honest perspective about the nature and designs of the PRC as more of a threat than a competitor. Did you get that? Did you get what he just said? Did you get that? Yeah. The next president should use the State Department and its array of resources to reassess and lead the effort just as it did during the Cold War. Wonder why we're not in the Cold War anymore. Anybody? History is a bitch. You should learn it. You should read all the books before they take all the books away. U.S. government needs Article 10 for China and should be a presidential mandate. We're going to highlight that. The U.S. government needs Article 10 for China and it should be a presidential mandate. Along with the National Security Council, the State Department should draft Article 10, which should be deeply philosophical look at the China challenge. Philosophical? Trump can't spell philosophical. Trump can't spell solve. Trump can't spell the letter fucking A. Philosoph. You mean other people's agenda? Many foreign policy professionals and national leaders, both in government and the private sector, are reluctant to take decisive action regarding China. Many are vested in the unshakable faith that the international system and the global norms. They are so enamored that they cannot brook. Do you mean break? There are so many. To the editor of Project 2025, if you see nothing else, please fucking watch this. If you're going to write a manual in English, make sure you edit it in English. Thank you for the finger heart, Vaughn. I appreciate that. Thank you, Vaughn. The lack of possession, ITS apostrophe S, cannot brook. This is a fucking document. And when you get the words wrong, thank you, Diablo Dog 5. Again, I'll pronounce your guys' name wrong, but I am thank you for the gifts. Again, never expected, totally appreciated. I love that. Oh, thank you for the roses, Ron. I appreciate you. This just, like, how do you read this and see this as anything? Look at Rhonda with the roses. Look at you, Go Girl. I appreciate. Oh, thank you, Shelly, with the roses. Look at you. Oh, the love, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate any of you who come in here and listen because I know this is hard. This is difficult. We're 99 days out. We need to know what's in here. Look at you guys. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diablo Dog 5 for the hearts. Shelly coming in strong with the roses. Look at you guys. America is showing the fuck up. We are woke. Woke is not a bad thing. We are awake. That is what woke means. Awake. We are awake. We're not going back. We're not putting Trump back in the office. He's fucking done. He's fucking cooked. He's fucking over. The GOP can't admit it. They're going to pump all the money they can. They're playing a fucking game of Squid Game. Elon's going to try to, like, say shit over here. He tries to be politically neutral. He's fucking not. He's absolutely fucking not. And I hope you hear me over on Twitter Spaces because, yeah, the fuck he's not. He is not neutral. Because he knows goddamn well if Trump gets back in the White House, he's fine. But Kamala, she gonna end your subsidies, bitch. That's gonna be a bitch for you. Billionaire tax break's gonna take a hard left. We're gonna help improve. We're gonna set limits on the Supreme Court of age. Bye-bye, Clarence, you fucking retired. Bye-bye, Alito, you to fucking retire. We're gonna expand the court. We're gonna take away these subsidies for these rich fucking assholes who keep just gouging people and screaming inflation when really it's greedflation. That's why we read shit like this. Because we hear about it, but we turn a blind eye to it because it's extremely overwhelming. I'm extremely overwhelming. I'm fucking feral and I am fired up. I was upset that Joe stepped down because I felt like he was vulnerable when he stepped down. That's me. But then as soon as I realized, oh, but he is absolutely promoting Kamala. Hell yeah. And by the way, she's already on the fucking ticket. Before she even had the delegates, guys, she was on the fucking ticket. For them to be like, see, people voted for Biden and he's not even going to be in it anymore. Who is his fucking VP? What happens if something happens to Biden? Who becomes the president? Anyone? Civics class? That would be Ms. Kamala fucking Harris. Madam President. Okay? That's who would become president. And I'm so fucking jazzed and excited about all the women in this universe right now who are breaking fucking Zoom calls, who are getting knowledge, who are understanding that this is at stake. We have this moment right here. This is it. This is our last fucking chance, and our only fucking chance, to send that stupid son of a bitch fucking packing to a nursing home, okay? Go be in Mar-a-Lago. Go be fucking ridiculous. Have your little grifting parties. You ain't getting back in, bitch. Let me explain to you. That attempt that happened in Butler, that was one of y'all's own, okay? Oh, thank you, Real, for the vote. I appreciate you. Exactly. Get out and vote. Vote. Don't not vote. Not voting means you don't give a damn. Oh, thank you for the Rose one. Vote. Vote like your life literally depends on it, because it literally does. We have got so many new Gen Z. They're coming out to vote. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the roses, guys. Oh, thank you for this, guys. But this is the absolute truth. We have this is the one moment that we will define what happens to our country going forward. Either we're going to sink this motherfucker into oblivion, or we're going to send her off into space and she's going to shatter every fucking ceiling. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Shelly. It is so insane to me to think that we are this close, who people believe MAGA could still win. No, they're not. Let me explain to you right now with a 99.99% guarantee. Oh, look at Ron. Look at Shelly duking it out. Boom, boom, boom with the roses. Look at you guys. Look at you guys coming out for democracy. Look at you ladies coming in hard for democracy. Shutting all the fucking maggots up. Shutting all the misogyny up. Shutting all these stupid... I just can't even understand. I think I came up with a word the other night. It was like, be me... I gotta write it down because I forgot how I said it. Be me... It was like bigoted, misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic, racist pieces of shit. They're getting handed their asses and they don't know how to deal with it. Because white men have controlled this country for way too long. And when women show up, all Donnie had to do, and this is what is so emphatically hilarious to me. All that stupid orange fuck had to do was not fuck with women. He may have had a chance. He may have had a chance. Oh, thank you for the heart hands. I appreciate you, Deanna. He may have had a chance, but he got fucking greedy. He installed Brett, somebody who essays. That's great. And then you've got Amy Coney Farrett, who is in a covenant marriage. Then you've got Clarence, who's been paid off. Y'all should have fucking listened to Anita. I've been saying that since I was 12 years old. 1991 and 1992. You've got, all he had to do was make sure Roe was codified in state. That's it. That's all he had to fucking do. And then he fucked with women. And now that he's fucked with women, we are breaking everything coming in our way. We will not stop until you understand that it is women who run this shit. You males need to fucking understand the only thing that we need from you is your seed. Other than that, you're irrelevant. And if I don't want to date you, if I don't want to marry you, if I don't want to have your kids, you're going to sit there and suffer, bitch. Because guess what? You don't run this shit. You don't run this shit. Women create life. Men have a 3-second pump. And trust me, from any standpoint, all you need to do is extract said seed and the male is obsolete. So fuck around and find out. Because that's what's happening. Women are showing up. First-time donors, first-time voters. We got Swifties, we got the Beehive, we got the K-Hive, we got momentum, and we are not backing the fuck down. And you males are going to have to sit there and fucking take it. Sorry, not fucking sorry. Oh, thank you for the rosemary. And again, if you don't recognize that a black queen is about to be put in the highest fucking office in this land, and you don't appreciate where she is and how she got there, fuck you, because you're going to find out. You bet against women. You took away a woman's right to choose medically with her doctor. Oh, thank you for the roses, guys. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Vaughn. You took away a woman's right. You also tried to take away her voice. You've also tried to take away gay marriage. You've also tried to take away DACA. You're trying to make it so that people are forced to have children over and over and over again to create a workforce that you cannot substantiate. That's it. That's it. They want white babies to have population, and they want every other color of melanin to be their fucking workforce. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's why they preach so fucking loud and so fucking hard about, oh, babies, oh, babies, oh, you know what? Women don't owe you shit. We don't owe you shit. And I know women who have almost died, and thank God for abortion, because they didn't because of that. But there are women who are in this country right now who have had to suffer at the hands of that stupid son of a bitch who you guarantee has had probably at least a half a dozen people have had abortions because of his stupid ass. Oh, thank you, Lisa, for the heart. I appreciate you. I refuse to let a stupid, philandering, rapist, adjudicated piece of shit run this country for one more fucking day. It will not happen. Women will not let it. And if you think I'm playing, and you think he gets into the office, you think there was an insurrection before, and that was on y'all's side, women will come out. But we won't have to. We won't have to. We will come out to celebrate. We will come out to rejoice. We will come out to see what boomers and Gen X, millennials and Gen Z are paving the way. And then Gen Alpha's up on deck soon too, so don't get that fucking twisted. And for all of you liberal white males, we see you, we love you, we appreciate you. You should absolutely follow people on Twitter like Mark Hamill. You should absolutely get into it and embrace what is happening. This is a fucking huge deal. If y'all didn't see, the Villages in Florida had how many carts? Look, you may say that's not a big deal. The Villages is one of the most prominent rich areas in all of Florida. So if they're coming out for Kamala, they are done with Donnie's shit. The grifting is coming to an end. He is panicking. He is going to say anything that he can, and he's not going to win, and it's going to be beautiful. 99 fucking bottles of beer on the wall. Do it now. Put it up. It's what we're going to do. We're going to send him packing for good. He can be in his own little tiny fucking Mar-a-Lago that's going to flood anyway. He's still got court cases coming up. Judge Chutkin? Anyone? Anyone? No? 11th Circuit Court? No? We don't have any of that? Letitia? No? You got none of that? You better understand, you pissed women off. And when you piss off a woman and she is done being pissed off and she goes quiet, be fucking scared. Y'all should be terrified. Women are going to start clawing the fuck out of y'all. And I am here for it. I am excited that in this point in time in my life, oh, thank you, Tea Time, for the rose. I appreciate it. Oh, look, Antonia with the ball cap. Woo! Looking all fierce. What is this? Let me see. It's okay. Oh, thank you, Dory's World, for the roses. I'll take a look and I'll go back to actual reading in a second. Let me just see what everybody's saying. Blue Wave, about time for another meal. Does anybody want to explain to people who are just coming into this room that when you comment, all you do is pay me? Spicy! Look at Deanna with the spicy peppers coming in. It is so funny to me that you males who support Trump, or you stay-at-home moms that support Trump, are so singularly focused that an obese, orange, fucking rapist, fucking bankrupt, fucking moron grifter is the reason that you are saying some shit to a female who in a TikTok live because you stand for an obese orange fuck. Come on, bitch. Come on now. Oh, look at you, Cheryl, with the rose. Look at Vaughn with the rose. Honey, if you can't break me, trust me, you can't. I have had the worst shit ever. I have had death threats. I have had so much shit, and I'm like, do it. Let me explain to you. If I get in a fight on fucking Friday, the judge isn't in until Monday, and it's a fucking vacation. I'm not afraid of jail. Oh, well, pew pew. I'm not afraid to die either, so let me explain that shit to you right now. What I'm afraid is losing this democracy. I am afraid of women losing their voice. Thank you for the light. Michelle, I appreciate. I am terrified that people would lose their rights on who they could love and marry. That's what I'm afraid of. So y'all can come at me all fucking day blazing. Michelle coming in hard with the lightning. Look at you. You can come in and say whatever you need to fucking say and get the shit off your chest. And then you can sit back and recognize that intelligent women are fucking speaking. Powerful women are fucking speaking. Feral women like me are fucking speaking. We are reading, we are educating, we're making sure the masses know exactly what our agenda is to get his fucking ass out and to get Kamala in all the way. That's it. Plain and fucking simple. I understand that you are butthurt if you are a MAGA chucklefuck that is going to be so upset that you can't have racist rhetoric anymore, or you can't tell a woman how to live. I know that that's just going to rage farm you, and all you're going to do is sit behind your little phone at home and type. Meanwhile, I'm going to educate motherfuckers, and I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to read. Yeah, this is one. There are 2 manuals. I will read this in its entirety. Like I have said, I will create a playlist. Like I have said, it's right in my chat. I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter Spaces. You know why? Because people deserve to know what is in this. People deserve to understand what is at risk. And when you realize what is at risk and you do something about it and you turn it into action and you vote and you make sure others vote, thank you for the heart hands. What you do is sit. Look at that crowd. Look at you guys. All I'm doing is just talking my truth and y'all coming out and showing the love. Y'all coming out and showing the love, and I appreciate that. I love what I do. I love how loud I am. I love how I look. I love who the fuck my entire being is. And it pisses some of you off. It'll piss you off because not a fucking thing you can say, bro. Not a... Thank you for the roads. So thank you for the heart, Charlie. I appreciate you. So go ahead in a little chitty chat. Say what you're going to fucking say. I don't read 99% of it anyway. I can't because I'm reading. I understand that you don't like educated women. Thank you, Barfield, for the snap fingers. Thank you for the heart. Look at you guys. I want you guys. Oh, Festa. Festa. I like to fight. I got energy to fight. I got moxie to fight. I got a voice to fight. You want to fight? Let's fucking go. I'm not afraid of a dude. Are you fucking kidding? Oh no, he knocks me out. He beats me up. Oh, what's he gonna do? I'm gonna be in the hospital. Yep. And again, I'm a special needs mom. That's a fucking vacation, bro. Jail's a vacation. Hospital's vacation. Death, that's a permanent vacation. But watching my country go to shit because of some fucking nasty ass thrice married, how many baby mamas fucking bankrupt asshole is gonna I'm afraid for little girls, for women who are stuck in marriages, for domestic violence situations. I am afraid for people who do not look like me. I am afraid for people who do not act like me. Because a lot of people out there can be bullied, and a lot of people are. So you can come in here and say what the fuck you need to get it off your chest, because bitch, I can take it. There is nothing you can say that is gonna break me. You can fucking try. You can sit here for hours on end calling me a fucking he-beast, Miss Piggy. I get Manatee. I get Rosie O'Donnell. By the way, that's a fucking compliment. I get Melissa Carthy. By the way, that's a fucking compliment. Oh, thank you for the heart snack size. You coming into my live means one of 2 things. You want to learn and you want to listen and you want to talk shit because that's what I do, or you want to try to fucking plug MAGA. Whatever you need to fucking do. Do you, boo. But I'm going to do me. And at the end of the day, guess who's going to fucking win? Me, bitch. Me. What you gonna say? My teeth are yellow? Age. Medication. Go ahead. You gonna say my hair's purple? Yep. And silver? Yep. Gonna say I'm fat? Yup. Gonna say I'm short? Yep. Gonna say I'm loud? Yup. Facts. Do I sit here and deny it? No. Do you sit here and type it? Yes, the fuck you do. Because deep down inside, y'all got a fucking crush. It's okay. A lot of men like me. A lot of men pay me. And my husband's even okay with that. So if you want to just keep it going, baby, go right ahead. Because I know who the fuck I am in this world. And ain't none of you fuckers out here can break me. Trust it. Trust it. Are you guys okay? You ready to go? Back to reading now? Rant over? Are we good? Okay. Let's go. We were talking about the People's Republic of China. I have got some fucking fire today, Booze. Fucking fire. How many more pages do we have until we get to the end? I don't know that we'll get through all the rest of this today, but tomorrow we will. Tomorrow we will. Because I want to get through section 6 so that we can get to section 7, which is the intelligence community. Dustin J. Carmack. He's the author of that section. And Dustin J. Carmack, just so we are aware, where are you? Let's see. Dustin J. Carmack is a research fellow for cybersecurity, intelligence, and emerging technologies in the Border Security and Immigration Center at the Heritage Foundation. No doubt. Previously, he served the intelligence community as chief of staff to the director of national intelligence, John Radcliffe. In Congress, he served as chief of staff to Congressman John Radcliffe, Texas 04. In Congress to Ron DeSantis in Florida 06. See what I mean? Number magachuds. See what I mean? Number magachuds. Mr. Carmack studied at Truman State University in Missouri and Tel Aviv University in Israel. So, that's who is heading up the intelligence community. But we're still back here talking about the Department of State, and that's Chiron Skinner. So, again, worked for Trump. So, I was wrong. It's actually 18 of the 36 authors actually worked for Trump. So, we'll go back to where we were. Many foreign policy professionals and national leaders, both in government and private sector, are reluctant to take decisive action regarding China. Oh, that's right, remember, they cannot I don't even know what the hell they're trying to say. They are so enamored with them, they cannot brook any to criticisms or reforms. English is important. Let alone acknowledge their potential for being abused by the PRC. Others refuse to acknowledge Beijing's malign activities and often pass off criticisms as conspiracy theories. Yeah, we're the conspiracy theorists. Do you see us fucking on 4chan? No, bitch, you don't. Oh, look at my mascara. The run-in today. For instance, many were quick to dismiss even the possibility that COVID-19 escaped from a Chinese research laboratory. The whole fucking world was in a pandemic. This wasn't just against the United States for some cybersecurity bullshit. The entire fucking world was in a pandemic. And we were the worst because of who was in office. It's totally gonna go away. We're gonna keep them on cruise ships. Oh, it's only 1 million dead. No wonder they push for no abortion. They're trying to re-fucking populate because of dipshit's ass. The reality, however, is that the PRC's actions often do sound like conspiracy theories. Because they are. The reality, however, is the PRC's actions often do sound like conspiracy theories because they are conspiracies. In addition, some knowingly or not parrot the communist line. Global leaders, including President Joe Biden, have tried to normalize or even laud Chinese behavior. In some cases, these voices, like global corporation giants BlackRock and Disney, direct benefitly from doing business with Beijing. On the other hand, others acknowledge the dangers posed by the PRC, but believe in moderating the approach to accommodate its rise, a policy of compete where we must but cooperate where we can, including on issues like climate change. The strategy has demonstrably failed. Again, talking shit about the climate. Here we go. Let's pad all those oil fucks pockets and their stake and their shareholders. Let's give that. Let's do buybacks. Let's make the rich so fucking. There's not a fucking number, by the way. By the way, if you ask somebody what a number, if there was a number out there, somebody said, I'm going to give you this amount of money and you never have to work again, you never have to do anything, but you can't earn another dime, what would it be? These fuckers don't even know. If you've got a B behind your name, if you're a billionaire, I'm sorry, you're not self-made. You did that on an exploitation of backs of workers. No, you're not self-made. You were promoted, you were supported, no. There should be no billionaires if there are people who are homeless. There should be no billionaires if people and children are starving. There should be no billionaires when veterans don't get taken care of. There should be no billionaires. And if they are, tax the fuck out of them. Tax billionaires, take away their subsidies, take away all their fucking power. That's why everybody wants MAGA in power, because he gives them the most tax breaks. Meanwhile, we're the ones who look like we're the ones who have to suffer. You're giving all these fucking tax breaks. You want to talk about the real welfare queen, fucking Elon, bitch? I'll wait. How much did he pay in taxes? How much did you pay in taxes? Exactly. Go ahead. Go ahead. He didn't even start Tesla. He bought it. You should go watch the little anonymous clip that I had posted from, it was actually from 2021, but it still rings true about Bitcoin and Tesla and all the bullshit. I'm going to tell you what. As with all global struggles with the communist and other tyrannical regimes, the issue should never be with the Chinese people, but with the communist dictatorship that oppresses them and threatens the well-being of nations across the globe. That said, by the way, if somebody says something and the word but, they negate everything they say. I love you, but I hate you. It means you really hate them. So if you say something and then have the word but as an interjection, this is what you mean. All this shit was fluff. Same shit. On the other hand, as opposed to that said, the nature of the Chinese power today is a product of history, ideology, and the institutions that have governed China during the course of 5 millennia, inherited by the present Chinese leaders from the preceding generations of the CCP. In short, the PRC challenges rooted in the China strategic culture and not just Marxist-Leninism of the CCP, meaning that the internal culture and civil society will never deliver a more normative action. The PRC's aggressive behavior can only be curbed through external pressure, which apparently we're going to do. Rhonda coming in with the roses. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I apologize that I didn't see. Like I said, I don't see all the gifts, guys, and I apologize that I don't see them, but I do thank you when I do see them. I'm just reading, and I cannot have one eye here and one eye there, but I do appreciate you, and when I can see the other corner of my eye, I do thank you. Now we're going to talk about Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran. Let's see how detailed this gets. The ongoing protest in the Islamic Republic of Iran, which are widely viewed as a new revolution, have shown that the Islamic regime, which has been in power since 1979, when the Ayatollah Khomeini became the leader, and at its weakest state in history, and at odds only when its own people, but also its regional neighbors. Can somebody please get a fucking editor on this book? I swear to God. Form a thought, have a comma, have a period, start again, do spell check, and have possession. That's literally, I would just... Melissa, this would be like Ms. Wartner. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for the rose. Oh, thank you for the rose, Antoinette. I appreciate you. Let's see. Iran is home to proud and ancient culture, yet its people have struggled to achieve democracy and have endured a hostile theocratic regime that vehemently opposes freedom. The time may be right to press harder on the Iranian theocracy, support the Iranian people, and take the steps to draw Iran into the community of free and modern nations. There's an agenda. Next line. Unfortunately, the Obama and Biden administrations have propped up the brutal Islamic theocracy that has hurt the Iranian people and threatened nuclear war. For example, the Obama administration's 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, commonly referred to as the Iran nuclear deal, gave the Islamic regime a crucial monetary lifeline after the Green Movement protests in 2009, which, while ultimately unsuccessful, did succeed in weakening the regime and showing the world that younger Iranians wanted freedom. Comma, period. Instead of pressuring the Iranian theocracy to move forward toward democracy, the Obama administration threw the brutal regime an economic lifeline by giving hundreds of billions of dollars to the Iranian government and providing other sanctions relief. This economic relief did not moderate with the regime, but emboldened its brutality, its efforts to expand its nuclear weapons program, and its support for global terrorism. Former President Former President Obama has admitted his lack of support for the Green Movement during the administration was an error and blamed it on poor advisors, yet those same advisors are involved with the Biden administration. Show me where he said it. Show me where he said it. They wanted to reduce the pressure on the theocracy and resurrecting a nuclear deal. Okay, so here's what they want to do in the next one. The next administration should neither preserve nor repeat the mistakes of the Biden and Obama administrations. To correct future policy for Iran is one that acknowledges that the U.S. national security interest, the Iranian people human rights interest, and a broader global interest in peace and stability for the Iranian people have to have democratic governments that they demand. Nah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You want peace in Iran, but you don't want peace stateside? You don't want socialism of any kind, but you want just total peace? You're not the fucking party of unity, bros. This decision to be free of the country's abusive leaders must, of course, to be made by the Iranian people, but the United States can utilize its own and other economic diplomatic tools to ease the path toward a free Iran and renewed relationship with the Iranian people. That is extremely sus. Okay. Now we're on to the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Once again, guys, I'm going to fuck up words. I'm going to fuck up names. I'm trying to get the most information out as I can. If I botch it, I botch it. Fuck it, go on. Move on. Boot. We are on page 181 if you are following along. Once a model of democracy and a true U.S. ally, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela has all but collapsed under the communist regimes of the late Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro. Maduro was just in the news. Communist regimes. In the 24 years since Hugo Chavez was first elected Venezuelan president in 1999, the country has violently cracked down on pro-democracy citizens and organizations, shattered its once oil-rich economy, empowered domestic criminal cartels, and helped fuel a hemisphere of refugee crisis. Right there. That's what they're talking about. Highlight. Venezuela has swung from being one of the most prosperous, if not the most prosperous country in South America, to being one of the poorest. Its communist leadership has also drawn closer to some of the United States' greatest international foes, including the PRC and Iran, which have long sought a foothold in the Americas. Indeed, Venezuela serves as a reminder of just how fragile democratic institutions that are not maintained can be. To contain Venezuela's communism and aid international partners, here we go. The next administration must take important steps to put Venezuela's communist abusers on notice while making strides to help the Venezuelan people. Go on Twitter, go on Breaking News, type in Maduro, M-A-D-U-R. Oh, thank you, John P. I appreciate you. Go type in the name Nicolas, N-I-C-O-L-A-S, Maduro, M-A-D-U-R-O. Go Google that right now. Go on Twitter and look at that right now. See what they're saying. The next administration must work to unite the hemisphere against the significant but underestimated threat in the southern hemisphere. Now we are on to Putin, Russia. One issue today that starkly divides conservatives in Russia, Ukraine, is the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The common ground seems to be recognition that presidential leadership in 2025 must chart the course. Fucking men. Oh, so here's their 3 bullet points. Well, let's see if we can, what they say. Okay. One school of conservative thought holds that as Moscow's illegal war of aggression against Ukraine drags on, Russia presents major challenges to U.S. interests, as well as peace, stability, and post-Cold War security in Europe. This viewpoint argues for continued U.S. involvement, including military aid, economic aid, and the presence of NATO and the U.S. troops if necessary. Yes! What is so fucking hard to understand about that? Like, yeah, we're an ally. They're an ally. They need our help. I mean, there we go. The end of the conflict must be defeat. The end of the conflict must be the defeat of the Russian President Vladimir Putin and return to pre-invasion borderlines. Another school of conservative thought denies that the U.S.-Ukrainian support is the national security interest of America at all. Ukraine is not a member of the NATO alliance and is one of the most corrupt nations in the region. Oh, here we go. Let's blame Ukraine. European nations directly affected by the conflict should aid in the defense of Ukraine, but the U.S. should not continue its involvement. So they want Europe to take care of it, but I don't know that bitch. I don't know that bitch. This viewpoint desires a swift end to the conflict through a negotiated settlement between Ukraine and Russia. Until Russia falls, Ukraine is not. No, because if Ukraine falls, we're fucked. Do you see? You understand that? The tension between these competing positions has given rise to a third approach. The conservative viewpoint eschews both isolationism and interventionism. Rather, each foreign policy decision must first ask the question, what is in the interest of the American people? Helping our allies. Defeating Putin. A fucking 4th grader knows that. So that's the first question. What is in the interest of the American people? U.S. military engagement must clearly fall within the U.S. interest, be fiscally responsible, and protect American freedom, liberty, and sovereignty, all while recognizing communist China is the greatest threat to U.S. interest. Thus, with respect to Ukraine, continued U.S. involvement must be fully paid for, limited to a military aid, while European allies address Ukraine's economic needs and have a clearly defined national security strategy that does not risk American lives. Yeah, we're just going to highlight that whole section because we're going to have to come back to that. Regardless of viewpoints, all sides agree that Putin's invasion of Ukraine is unjust. Do you really, though? Do you really? I don't think fucker Carlson does. I don't think Trump does. I don't think any of them think that shit because they want to please Putin. I don't think that they don't think it's, nope, that's a damn lie. No, not all sides agree that Putin's invasion is unjust and that the Ukrainian people have a right to defend their homeland. Yes, they fucking do. Furthermore, the conflict has severely weakened Putin's military strength and provided a boost to NATO unity and its importance in European nations. Good. If Russia suffers, good. If Putin suffers, good. Like, I don't understand why that would be such a fucking hard concept. Weaken his ass. Weaken his Parkinson's riddled ass. Look at that man. Look at him. People be falling out of fucking windows. Mysteriously. Furthermore, the conflict has weakened... Oh, okay, we saw that. Furthermore, the conflict has severely weakened Putin's military strength and provided a boost to NATO's unity and importance to the European nations. The next conservative president has a generational opportunity to bring resolution to foreign policy tensions within the movement and chart a new path forward that recognizes communist China as the defining threat to U.S. interests in the 21st century. It's only just China. It's always just China. Yep. The Democratic Peoples of Korea. Peace and stability in Northeast Asia are vital interests of the United States. The Republic of Korea, South Korea. Oh, thank you for the heart, lady. I apologize. I didn't see. Like I said, guys, I do see when you're gifting. Unfortunately, sometimes it's just so fast and I'm reading, so I don't catch it. So I apologize. I do see them. It is never expected. It is always appreciated. And I appreciate you very much for joining along and listening. That's what I like. Like, comment, follow, share. Those are the things that I absolutely love. The gifts are just a cherry on the top, so I appreciate that. But know that you hearing this is a gift that I want to be able to give you. Peace and stability in Northeast Asia are vital interests of the United States. The peoples of South Korea and Japan are critical. So South Korea and Japan are critical allies to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific. Why is that just a period there? Allies for ensuring a free and open Indo-Pacific. Like there's no other word. Oh, thank you for the heart, Snowflake. I appreciate you. They are indispensable military, economic, diplomatic, and technology partners. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, or North Korea, must be deterred from military conflict. The United States cannot permit the DPRK to remain de facto nuclear power with its capacity to threaten the United States or its allies. Then why don't you fucking ask Trump why he is aligned with Kim Jong? Oh, thank you for the vote sticker. I appreciate you, TFPB. So if this is what this says, that's Donnie's like, oh, I think Kim Jong loves me. Ooh, I went across the denuclearized zone. Ooh. You really believe that he believes that? No, I think you sold him some secrets. I think Kimmy got a couple of secrets from Johnny. Oh, thanks, Lexidol. I appreciate you for this. Is it like a vote sticker? It just says vote, so I appreciate that. The interest is both critical to the defense of American homeland and the future of global non-proliferation. The DPRK must not be permitted to profit from its blatant violations of international commitments or threaten other nations with nuclear blackmail. Both interests can only be served if the U.S. disallows the DPRK's rogue regime behavior. Tell Donnie this. Tell Trump this. Tell him. I mean, he won't fucking understand. You gotta get little words. You know, give money to over in North Korea. Kim Jong is bad. We don't like. I don't understand why we can't use tiny words. He's a tiny little fucking man. Just use the fucking little words. Other international engagements. I think that's only like a couple of pages. Maybe not. So, Western Hemisphere is that first one. If you're following along, we're on page 183 of Project 2025. Everybody, just for a second, stretch. Ugh. Ugh. And praise Jesus. Take a drink and get some caffeine. Let's see. The United States has a vested interest in relatively united and economically prosperous Western Hemisphere. Nonetheless, the region now has an overwhelming number of socialist and progressive regimes. Canada has free health care. Sorry. Socialism will never work. What about Sweden, Norway, Germany, Denmark, Canada? It's okay, keep going. No, you're totally thinking about Cuba. A new approach is therefore needed, one that simultaneously allows the U.S. to reposture its best interest and helps regional partners enter a new century of growth and opportunity. The following core policies must be part of the new direction. A sovereign Mexico policy. Notice how they don't say Canada? Mexico is currently a national security disaster. bluntly stated, Mexico can no longer qualify as a first world nation. Wow, y'all got some balls. It has functionally lost its sovereignty to muscular criminal cartels that effectively run the country. The current dynamic is not good for either U.S. citizens or Mexicans, and the perfect storm created by the cartel state has negative effects that are damaging the entire hemisphere. The next administration, highlighted, must adopt both a posture that calls for a fully sovereign Mexico and take all steps at its disposal to support the result for a rapid in fashion as possible. This next one cracks me the fuck up. A fentanyl-free frontier. 89% of all convicts from fentanyl that were prosecuted in the United States were U.S. citizens. They were here. 89% of all the fentanyl people were here. But apparently we're just going to blame this on every drug gang, asylum, refugee coming in. Motherfucker, the call is coming from inside the house. The same cartels that parasitically run Mexico are also working with the PRC to fuel the largest drug crisis in history in North America. These Mexican cartels work closely with the Chinese fentanyl precursor chemical manufacturers, importing those precursor chemicals into Mexico, manufacturing fentanyl on Mexican soil, and shipped to the United States and elsewhere. The highly potent narcotic is having an unprecedented lethal impact on American citizenry. Because, oh, thank you for the hearts, Rhonda. I appreciate you. Go, 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 girl. The fentanyl crisis, again, is coming from within the house. Yes, it's a problem worldwide, but the problem is here. Here. People are making it here, or not making it here, or it's being seized. Like, Mexico manufacturing, the highly potent, The next administration, ready to highlight, must leverage its new insistence on a sovereign Mexico and work with other Western Hemisphere partners to halt the fentanyl crisis and put a decisive end to unprecedented public health threat. Yes, it is a public health threat, but it's not just because of Mexico not being sovereign. Okay, I'm going to read these next two bullets, guys, and then we're going to start off tomorrow on page 185. It's the end of 184. So I'm going to stop here. It's the very bottom. Let me write that down really quick. Where I'm going to start on 7:30. Because I want to be able to give my voice a break and be able to upload. So, start 7:30. We're going to talk about these last two bullets. And then we can go. Sound good with you? All right. Thumbs up, hearts if that's okay. Woo! Like I said, I just want to give my voice a break. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm just reading some of the comments because some people are just so fucking ridiculous. I love you. I love you for trying to think a thought that you didn't really have. But a hemisphere-centered approach to industry and energy. The next administration has a golden opportunity to make economic changes that will not only provide tremendous economic opportunities for Americans, but will also serve as an economic boon to the entire Western Hemisphere. Boom! A boon! First, the United States must do everything possible with both resources and messaging to shift global manufacturing and industry from more distant points around the globe, especially from increasing hostile and human rights abusers, the PRC, to Central and South American countries. Rehemisphering manufacturing, they're calling it. Rehemisphering manufacturing and industry closer to home not only eliminate some of the more supply chain issues that damage the U.S. economy, but will also represent a significant economic improvement for parts of America in need of growth and stabilization. Similarly to the United States, we must work with Mexico, Canada, and other countries to develop hemisphere-focused energy policy that will reduce reliance on distant and manipulatable sources of fossil fuels, restore the free flow of energy among the hemisphere's largest producers, and work together to increase production, including for nations that are looking for dramatic economic expansion. Blah, 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 blah. We want to run on dinosaur bones. And the last part, a local approach to security threats. Western Hemisphere nations, including those in the Caribbean, arguably have a stronger cultural and historical ties to the United States than most countries and regions in the world. Yet Central America are moving rapidly into a sphere of anti-American external state actors, including the PRC, Iran, and Russia. Specific countries in the Americas, including Venezuela, Colombia, Guyana, and Ecuador, are increasingly regional security threats in their own rights and are vulnerable to hostile extracontinental powers. The U.S. has the opportunity to lead these democratic neighbors to fight against external pressure with threats from abroad and local security concerns, regional security concerns. This leadership and collaboration must span all tools at the U.S. disposal of U.S. allies, partners, including security-focused cooperation. Boom! Okay, so guys, we got through 171 to 184. Oh my God, you guys, give yourselves a round of applause. That was amazing. It's a lot to read, a lot of stereo instructions. But like I said, I do actually keep a tally so I know what we've read when we've read it. So today is 729. And we went through pages 171 through 184. So when we start again, it will be on page. Somehow I did not. I hate those little things I have on pens now. Like, I can't get it on. We will start on the bottom of page 184, but it will be 185. And then there's only a couple pages in there, I think, that we have, because then it's like 185 goes to 197. Yeah. So then we're going to talk about, when we start, it's going to be Middle East and North Africa. We're going to talk about Sub-Saharan Africa, Europe, Central and South Asia, the Arctic, that'll be fun, international organizations, shaping the future, conclusion, and moving forward. So after that, well, then like I told you, we'll be into the intelligence community. And that is the intelligence community, if you're following along, is 201 to 234. I'm hoping to get the rest of 6 and all of 7 done this week, so that when we finish the week out, the goal is to be at 235, so that when we start next week, it probably won't be a Monday and Tuesday because my kiddo's back to school and it's a whole back to school thing. So probably next week when I read, it won't be until Thursday. But Thursday and Friday, and I may actually be able to do something on the weekend, possibly. But the goal is to get through 235, because if we get through 235, then we only have like 700 pages to go. So we will start with that. We only have those last couple of pages that we have to read here, and then we're on to intelligence community. So with that being said, guys, I will upload this later on tonight. I will probably work on summaries, maybe 1 or 2 summaries today. So hopefully I can knock out like 9 and 10. That might not be until tomorrow, but feel free to have that playlist. I will upload this to YouTube. Thank you for everybody who has joined and commented. Thank you everybody who has shown the love, liked, followed, shared, subscribed, gifted. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all the positive comments, because there are way more positive voices than negative voices. So that's amazing, and I appreciate you. But I will be back tomorrow, hopefully right at noon, and we're going to get through this. We got this. Oh, Michelle, look at you coming in strong at the last. Look at Michelle. Ray's about to end. She gives me that heart. That was such a great gift to end on. I appreciate that so much. You guys have been amazing. I really hope that we can get through this and that you can at least have some kind of understanding as what's trying to be pulled over your eyes. And I am all about knowledge is power. Take the knowledge. You can do whatever you want with the information that I give you. I will interpret it how I read it, and we'll go from there. I mean, that's just what I like to do. But I appreciate you so much being here with us, being here with me, being part of this community. 99 days until, oh, Lady Star, thank you for coming over. Look at you. Thank you for, again, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that. We will get through this together. And in 99 days, we will send him packing. That's all we have to do. We also have to understand he is going to get louder. He is going to get more aggressive. It's going to sound more stupid. You're going to see so much shit coming out of the MAGA GOP camps that have absolutely nothing to do with anything because they're scared, because they know they're going to lose. For a while, I was like, Biden, Trump. I mean, I was voting Biden regardless, but hello. But now that he has stepped down selflessly from being president in the next election, like that renewed vigor, that renewed hope, that renewed everything is coming out of everybody. And what was dormant is becoming to the forefront. Oh, thank you, Laning, for the heart. Rose, I appreciate you. When they talk about being woke, take it as a compliment. It's not woke. It's not DEI. It's not all this bullshit. Being woke means we understand what's at stake. Means that we understand what this election means. Means we have to come out in numbers. Not voting is not, well, look at Plan coming in with the heart. I apologize as I'm just talking and ranting on. Sometimes my eyes just need a break from this extremely, I'll show you. So like I told you, here is one. There is one. And here is part 2. 920 pages of absolute bullshit. It's absolute crap. Started back with Reagan. Look at you with the lightning hands. I appreciate you. I don't know what to say, but then thank you for coming and thank you for listening. And hopefully, if I can change one mind, if I can change one mind to just listen to what is happening. Well, thank you, Jess. I appreciate you. If there's just one person that I can take from undecided to blue, or from MAGA to undecided, or just full in on Kamala, then I've done my job. You kept hearing about it, and nobody read it. And I thought it was time to read it. I thought it was time, because then when you go in with all the information, all the power, all the knowledge, they don't have anything. So they're going to resort to stupid bullshit tactics. I'm sure there will be another ear piercing sometime soon. He went to fucking Claire's. But I love you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.